What's up? How are you? Yeah.
When is the first sure top rank show? No, but I'm saying with the zone. Oh, they were both the zone? Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's right, with the doula. You guys are the heavyweight, the other guy, right? You good? Good? Let's find out. No. You got beat by coming up? Wow.
Once you have everything and you lose it all, you're going to do whatever it takes to get that back. And that's why I'm ready to go with any other heavyweight. I have to be broken to be reborn. I feel right now I'm more strong mentally and physically, and I'm more hungry than a lot of these other heavyweights that are out there right now. All the belts that everybody has, I want them back. I'm over it, man. I'm hungry from all the stuff that I've been through. Here to make history again. I'm a threat to every single heavyweight. The return of the Destroyer is getting ready.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and a huge reception. This is a reception, of course, for the former unified world heavyweight champion. We'll do that again. Of course, the return of Andy Ruiz, ladies and gentlemen. Back in the house today, in Los Angeles. Of course, here for two reasons today. Number one is to announce that 7 weeks today, as I said, the former unified world heavyweight champion, Andy Ruiz, will return to action. The Prudential Center, Newark, live on the zone around the world, and TNT across America as well against this man, the dangerous Knyba. Just one defeat on his record to the world heavyweight champion in a war against Knyba. We are delighted, of course, to incorporate that, the signing in a multi-year deal, multi-fight deal with Andy Ruiz. A kind of full circle moment when he broke our hearts on June the 1st in 2019 when he became world heavyweight champion. Who would have thought that all these years on, after my heart has only just mended, we'll be working with Andy Ruiz as he embarks on a really exciting time in the heavyweight division. The belts are up in the air, the division is wide open, and we know that this guy has all the ability, all the speed, all the fundamentals to become world heavyweight champion again. They didn't want an easy fight. They stepped up against this man who, ironically, just a week ago, I turned up in a gym to watch Anthony Joshua finish his training camp, and he's having a war with this guy. I can't get away from anybody. You saw him against Knyba in a fantastic fight in Germany. Of course, Knyba now the world heavyweight champion. A big team, big Polish support as well in Newark. As we have said, September the 4th, Newark Prudential Center. It's a wonderful, wonderful arena. And we look forward to a stacked card. Vito Milnecki against Amo Williams in a brilliant co-main event there. And delighted as well to announce the return of, arguably, the most dangerous 135-pounder in the world. Alan Chavez will be in a big fight on that card, as will be Zaquin Moses, of course, the hometown kid, cousin of Shakur Stevenson. This guy's a tremendous young fighter. And we look forward to a great night, as I said, live on the zone, and a huge audience, millions tuning in on TNT to see the return of this guy. We'll go to the Polish side first. Lucas, let's start with you, brother of Adam Konecki, who obviously had a great run in New York and in the heavyweight division as well. A big deal coming up now for Damien. Great fight with Adrian Caballero, great camp with Anthony Joshua. A big moment for Polish boxing and for Damien on September 4th.
Yeah, of course. I want to thank Matchroom Eddie, the whole team, Top Rank, The Zone, for letting us give us this opportunity. Damien has headlined at the Prudential Center before. It's nothing new. He was kind of fell short on the early stoppage with Caballero, but he's ready to go back in there with the top names. He's ready to get back in there September 4th with Andy.
Obviously, as we said, you know, you guys have been filling arenas in New York for a long time with that Polish support. You did it with your brother Adam and many fighters as well. Obviously, we know Andy Ruiz, one of the biggest names in the heavyweight division. There'll be a lot of American fans, there'll be a whole host of Mexican fans as well. But big Polish support coming for Damien. It's going to be some atmosphere.
Yeah, the Polish always come out. It's great to have a heavyweight and that's competing at the level that he is. We're definitely going to come out. It's definitely going to be loud. I think we're going to be probably we're going to be outnumbering the Mexicans, unfortunately, but all boxing fans are going to be in there for a night of boxing, and that's an important thing.
Thank you. Damien, welcome. Again, saw you just over a week ago in fantastic sparring with Anthony Joshua, great training camp. You're looking super sharp, super focused, and another massive opportunity for you in Newark.
Widziałem Cię na obozie, na sparingach u Antoniego Joshuły. Wyglądałeś niesamowicie, naprawdę jesteś w dobrej formie. No i jeszcze raz masz dużą okazję zawalczyć w takiej dużej walce.
Witam wszystkich. Przede wszystkim dziękuję za taką okazję właśnie takiej walki w grupie Matchroom i teamowi Ruiza. No naprawdę ogromna okazja. Czekamy na pewno ciężkie zadanie, ale ciężko trenuję, mam wysokie cele, nie mogę takich okazji, takich wyzwań odmawiać. Także wierzę w siebie, wierzę, że uda mi się to wygrać i damy dobry pojedynek.
First up, I want to thank Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and Andy Ruiz and his whole team for the opportunity. I have my sights set very high and I hold myself to a very high standard. So opportunities like this are a blessing and I will never turn it down. I'm looking forward to it.
Obviously, that camp with AJ was good. One thing I remember with that conversation when I spoke to you with Anthony as well, and he said, you know, believe in yourself. You're one win away from changing your life forever and really for fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. You beat Andy Ruiz on September 4th. You will fight for the World Heavyweight Championship with the profile that gives you and a huge opportunity in your life and your career.
Anthony Joshua Ci mówił, żebyś w siebie wierzył, że jesteś tylko jedną wygraną, jedną walkę od wielkich rzeczy i potencjalnie zostaniem mistrza świata, co wygrana z Andy Ruizem Ci może dać. Jak się z tym czujesz?
Przede wszystkim jestem wdzięczny też AJ za taki obóz, za wszystkiego porady, za niesamowite doświadczenie. Wierzę w siebie, naprawdę mogę wygrać ten pojedynek. Naprawdę każdego dnia będę ciężko trenował, ciężko przetrzenuję ten kamp i na pewno uda mi się to zrobić.
Yeah, I really want to thank Anthony Joshua for all the kind words and all the encouragement. I really believe in myself in this fight and I know that this is my chance to get to where I want to be at.
Thank you, Damien, and thank you as well to Top Rank for allowing us to make this fight. And another episode of this brilliant inter-promotional rivalry with Top Rank. We took a little bit of a hammering from them in the early part of the year. We had a big win, of course, when recently and Top Rank. And I also want to thank Sean Gibbons as well for all his help to get this over the line. He's one crazy individual. If you know the history, we've probably been talking to Andy Ruiz for 2 years now, trying to sign him, or close to, certainly well over a year. And just recently met up in Egypt. And when I sat down with Andy Ruiz, firstly saw the shape that he's in now, saw the focus in his eyes. This was a guy in a journey that I wanted to be involved with. When you look at the division right now, I don't see many out there beating this guy if he's on it and if he's on form. The return of the training team with Manny Robles, I think, is so important to that team and to that form. These guys work so well with each other back in 2017, 18, 19, and now with this new focus from Andy Ruiz, back with Manny Robles, I truly believe that the world is his oyster, and I believe he can be World Heavyweight Champion again. First up, Damien Knyba, Andy Ruiz, Senior, welcome. Again, great to be working with you guys. Even when you broke our hearts. I couldn't help but be pleased for all of you because of what I knew what it meant to you all. I knew obviously it's your son becomes the first ever Mexican world heavyweight champion, and now you're ready to get back on it and try and do it all again.
Yeah, he's gonna become champion of the world again, and thanks to you and God that this thing is happening. And I got a lot of faith in my son that he's coming back hard and strong, and he's gonna be ready for all those heavyweights.
Obviously it was a crazy time when he beat AJ, had the rematch, you know, life gets crazy, the money comes in as well. How proud are you to see him back in this kind of shape with this kind of focus?
Well, I'm real proud, and I feel so impressed when he won the champion of the world, the first Mexican champion of the world. And now we're coming back, it's strong, mentally, physical, and we're ready for Anthony, Joshua, anyone.
In time. You've got a bit of business to take care of first. Manny, welcome back. Again, you know, famous scenes, both of you jumping up and down. I mean, you were like 10 feet off the floor, both of you at Madison Square Garden when you won this.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're back. We're back. You said it. It's like he never left. This didn't just happen overnight. And we've been working together for several months now. And you know, he's been in the gym, focusing, training, getting him back on track. Now that he's signed to Matchroom, and he has a fight date now, and now he's more focused than ever. And it's you know, what you said a couple of minutes ago when we first won the world title, jumping up and down, and we couldn't be happier, you know, not just only for him winning the world title, but for what it meant to the entire Mexican community, you know what I mean, and the entire Latin community, and the world out there, that anything in life is possible. He did it. And now it's made a lot of money, but now it's not about money. Now it's about Vegas. You know, and he understands that now. Now the stakes are higher, and we got a tough task in front of us. Very good fighter. I'm studying him. I've been doing my homework. It's not going to be easy, but good things in life don't come easy. You know what I mean? And we got to get over this hurdle if we want to, you know, aspire to fight for a world title. We got a tough task in front of us, and first things first.
Thanks, man. Great words. Andy, welcome, mate. It's brilliant to see you back. I mean, personally, as part of our team and Matchroom and the Zone, but secondly, just to see you back, right? To see you back in this kind of frame of mind, to see you back physically like this as well. You're a really important member of that heavyweight mix, and now I get to do it with all our artillery behind you to try and recapture the world heavyweight title, to try and become again not just an addition to the first ever Mexican world heavyweight champion, but the first ever Mexican to become a two-time world heavyweight champion. And incredible to see you back. Must be really excited ahead of your return on September 4th.
Yes, man, thank God. I never thought that I was going to be here, you know, again, and especially with you, with Matchroom, and it's just a big blessing, especially from all the downfalls that I had from my career, from the surgeries, from all the stuff that was going on. But I'm just so blessed to be here and hungry, excited, and especially reuniting with Manny Robles. And now I know what hard work is again, because that's how I became champion. That's how I made my dreams come true, by hard work. And these last other fights of me doing my own training, doing my own understanding, it wasn't the way. So I think that's why I struggled so much in all these other fights, but now it's a lot different. So I'm really happy, and I'm proud of myself as well, taking the next step and taking it serious.
I remember when obviously you won the world heavyweight, it was just crazy times. And maybe that came a little bit too early, I don't know what it was, but when I sat down with you in Egypt, I really saw a more mature version of Andy Ruiz, a much clearer mind. You seem so focused on what you want to do, and that is, of course, to regain the World Heavyweight Championship.
Exactly, and once you have everything and then they take everything away, your mistakes or the things that you didn't take serious, and I didn't lose that fight because I lost it because of me, because I didn't do the things that I was supposed to do, and I feel once a man that's really hungry, that had everything, that's a dangerous man, and that's what I feel right now. I'm a dangerous man, and I'm hungry, and I want to prove, not just to my family, not just to my fans, but to myself, that I am capable of becoming a 2-time heavyweight champion. I am capable of letting everybody know that it is possible. You know, if you work hard, you believe in yourself, you tell Jesus all the things that you want to accomplish, and it is possible. And I feel that is my mission, and that mission is going to be accomplished.
Well, you know, you've got your sights on the World Heavyweight Championship, but this is a serious fight, and you wanted to come back with a real test as well. It's a huge heavyweight. You know, you are going, really, we know there's going to be a lot of American and Mexican support. There's also going to be some incredible Polish support as well. It's live on the Zone, live on TNT. Millions across the country are going to be watching this. We're expecting a huge audience. You wouldn't want it any other way.
And I respect all the fighters, man. Every fighter that steps into that ring, I respect all of them, because we're right there risking our lives for our loved ones and for our family. But I'm not looking over him. I'm not underestimating him like I did with Baby Miller, with other fighters. I know he's coming for everything. Just like how you told him, he has to work hard. He has to beat me so we could get a world title shot. So I'm sure that he's really hungry, just like how I am. So let's believe I'm not underestimating him, but just believe that I'm here to stay, and I'm here to win.
Well, thank you, everyone. Finally, the final word from you, Andy. Just what it means to you to be back after everything you've been through in your life, to see you standing here now with the strength, about to go on to a run to try and win the World Heavyweight Championship. A few words for your fans, maybe in English and in Spanish as well, and tell them to get ready for what's coming September 4th.
No, it feels good, man. It feels a blessing. I've been praying and praying for this moment. Thank you, Jesus, for him having me here in this big stage, especially where I made history with you, with Matchroom, and toda la raza, que no se olviden, yo vengo por todo y vamos con todo. Te lo juro, esta vez no les voy a, I'm not going to let anybody down, especially myself. So toda la raza, apóyenme, septiembre 4, vamos a hacer historia otra vez, y quiero ser el 2 veces campeón del mundo para México y tener esos cinturones conmigo otra vez cuando yo los tenía. No los quiero perder. Y con mi entrenador Benny Robles vamos a triunfar, Machine. Pero viva México.
Well, thank you all. Beautifully spoken, everybody. That's a great start to what will be a big promotional campaign. As we said, 7 weeks today. The Prudential Center, New York, tickets now on sale. A stacked night of boxing and a big heavyweight fight as we see the return of Andy Ruiz. We're going to face the guys off here, and we'll have the weigh-in coming shortly. Thank you.
Pero al éxito, vamos, vamos.
That'll be a great match. Yeah, put one.
Long Beach, California, USA, for the official weigh-in for a big night of world-class professional boxing taking place tomorrow night from Carson, California. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored on the night by Bet Online, Drip, Events 365, Riyadh Season, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Gomez Longhorn, and the 10% Club. Of course, all the action will live around the world exclusively on the Global Home and Boxing DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fight card. 8 fights on the card, 2 title fights at the top of the bill. It's one of the best contenders in boxing at the 168-pound weight division, Diego Pacheco. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and start this weigh-in. Let's bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. It's brought to you in association with Golden Boy Promotions. Now making his way to the stage from Tulsa, Oklahoma, professional record 9-5, 6 knockouts. Please welcome Nick Jones. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, his professional record perfect, 10-0, 7 knockouts, fighting out of South Central Los Angeles, California, the undefeated Diego Pacheco Jr. Fighters to the scales. 206.8 for Jones, 231.2 for Pacheco Jr. Fighters face each other. We got Pacheco versus Jones kicking us off. 6 rounds heavyweights Matchroom Boxing in association with Golden Boy Promotions, live on DAZN from Carson, California.
We go for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest brings 6 rounds in the middleweight division. This bout is also being brought to you in association with Bongo Presents. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 8 victories, 8 defeats, 1 draw, all 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde La Perla, San Juan, Puerto Rico, please welcome Corazón de Oro, Ruiz Caraballo. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 4 victories, no defeats, all 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Sacktown, Sacramento, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hard-hitting Frank Knuckles Espinoza. Fighters to the scales. $161 bang on for Caraballo, 159.8 for Espinoza. Fighters face each other.
Sí, a ver, voy a ver otra, no me.
Oh, yeah!
Espinoza versus Caraballo, 6 rounds middleweights, Matchroom Boxing, in association with Marco, presents live on the zone from Carson, California. Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the lightweight division, is brought to you by Matchroom Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 2 wins, 2 defeats. He fights out of Querétaro, Mexico. Please welcome Hector, the Shark Ayala. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, professional record, perfect. 7-0, 3 knockouts, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Sandro Contreras. Fighters to the scales. 135.8 for Ayala, 136.2 for Contreras. Fighters face each other. Contreras versus Ayala, 6 rounds of lightweights, Matchroom Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated, live on the zone from Carson, California. Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the heavyweight division, making his way to the stage at this time, professional record, 2 victories, 1 defeat, 1 win coming my way up knockout. He fights out of H-Town, Houston, Texas. Please welcome Glenn Gorilla Williams. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, professional record perfect, 7 fights, 7 victories, 6 of his 7 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of York, England. Please welcome the undefeated, the young, the hard-hitting Leo Atang. Fighters to the scales. 270.4 for Williams, 244.2 for Leo Atang. Fighters face each other. Atang versus Williams, 6 rounds heavyweights, Matchroom Boxing, and live on his own from Carson, California. From Long Beach, California, the weigh-in continues. Right now, we got a 10-round bantamweight contest brought to you by Matchroom Boxing in association with Red Owl. Now making his way to the stage, professional record perfect. 8-0, 7 of his 8 wins by knockout. He fights out of Compton, California, Bruno Speedy Rios. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, professional record, 21 victories, 4 defeats, 1 draw, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Pacoima, California. Please welcome Saul "The Beast" Sanchez. Fighters, face the scales. 117.8 for Rios. 118, the bantamweight limit bang on for Sanchez. Fighters face each other.
Let's go, Bruno! Yeah.
Sanchez versus Rios. 10 rounds, bantamweights, Matchroom Boxing in association with Red Owl, live on the zone from Carson, California. Ladies and gentlemen, great fight this is Matchroom Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated. We're proud to present 10 rounds for the NABF Featherweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 31 victories, 3 defeats. He has 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, damas y caballeros, Aleem Alameda. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, undefeated, perfect record, 17-0 with 10 knockouts, fighting out of Moreno Valley, California. Please welcome Albert Cha-Cha Gonzalez. Fighters to the scales. 125.4 for Alameda. 125 on the nose for Gonzalez. Fighters face each other. Gonzalez versus Alameda. 10 rounds for the NABF Featherweight Championship, Matchroom Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated, live on the zone from Carson, California. Ladies and gentlemen, the weigh-in continues, and it's now time to weigh in the chief support of the evening. As Eddie Hearn from Natural Boxing in association with ProBox are proud to present 10 rounds in the lightweight division. Making his way to the stage this time is professional record, 24 victories, 7 defeats, 1 draw, with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Mexicali, Baja California, please welcome the reigning and defending WBC USA Silver Lightweight Champion, Abraham Montoya. And his his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, 6-1 with 3 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2020 Olympic gold medalist, el orgullo de las Grandes Matanzas, Cuba, Andy El Diamante Cruz. Fighters to the scales. 134.4 por Montoya, 134.4, 134.6 for Cruz, 134.6 for Andy Cruz. Fighters face each other. Cruz versus Montoya. Chief support, 10 rounds lightweights, Matchroom Boxing Association with ProBox, live on the zone from Carson, California. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here today to Long Beach, California for the official weigh-in for our big night of world-class professional boxing taking place tomorrow night in Carson, California. And it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening. As Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing, in association with Jeter Promotions, are proud to present 12 rounds for the WBC Silver and the WBO International Super Middleweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. His professional record, 22 victories, 4 defeats, 2 draws, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of Richmond, Virginia, please welcome Emmanuel Manolo Aleem. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, perfect. 25 fights, 25 victories, with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Proudly fighting out of his home of South Central Los Angeles, California, please welcome the reigning, the defending, the undefeated, and the hard-hitting WBC Silver and WBO International Super Middleweight Champion, Diego Pacheco. Fighters to the scales. 167 for Aleem, 167.8 for Pacheco. Fighters face each other. Diego Pacheco, Aleem, 12 rounds in the WB Silver and the WBO International Super Middleweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing in association with Jeter Promotions, live on the zone from Carson, California.
There's a lot of talk between you two guys over the last few days. What was your final message to Diego during that face-off?
It's real. It's gonna be real. I'm just ready to do what I do.
25-0 for Diego in his young career. What gives you the confidence that you can be the man that beats him?
I mean, I'm Aleem. That's just what it is. You can see it.
You saw Diego go down in his last fight. Do you think you can put him down, and do you think you can knock him out?
We'll see Saturday. Just get ready.
Good luck, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Well, Diego, you're back and you're back home, fighting in Southern California again. How are you feeling going into this fight?
Feeling great, man. Very happy with my training camp, very happy with my team, very happy with who I am, what I've done, and the work I put in, and just ready to put on another great show for my beautiful fans here in LA.
Made some changes after your last fight. You did bring in the Hall of Famer, Buddy McGirt, as your head trainer. What do you hope that he brings out of you on Saturday?
Just the best version of me. Like he said, through this whole build-up, there's a lot more that I can offer to my style, my boxing IQ, everything that I do in the ring. Come Saturday night, I feel like you're going to see a different Diego Pacheco, and I'm just ready to go in there and do what I do.
You guys have been talking a lot during this week. What kind of fight do you think he's going to bring tomorrow night?
I hope he brings what he's talking. I hope he brings his best version of him. And I'm just ready to put out the ass on Saturday tomorrow night.
Lester Martinez couldn't stop this guy his last time out. We haven't seen you pick up a stoppage in 3 fights. Do you think this is the kind of fight where you can score a knockout?
If he comes the way he's talking about, definitely. So I'm ready for whatever he brings, and that's what it is. Keep it check. Thank you.
Eddie? All right, so what do you need to see from this man? This is the guy you signed very early on for the pro debut, 17 years old, taking him all the way to this undefeated record. What do you need to see from him on Saturday night?
Just victory. If we can do it in style, even better. He's a consummate professional. He's 25 years old. He's 25 and 0. He's the future star of the 168-pound division. He's a 6'4" Mexican-American who's got a whole of South Central Los Angeles and the city behind him. He's got a tough fight tomorrow night. These guys are serious fighters. Diego Pacheco's always fought serious fighters, serious contenders. He's got a new team, he's got a great trainer in Buddy McGirt. Let's go and see it. Go and have some fun tomorrow night. Show the world how special you are. Go and put manners on this young man who's been talking a lot, and then move forward into a massive fight in a division. But for now, all that matters is Emmanuel Aleem, Diego Pacheco doing what he does and producing a performance that the hard work, the discipline and dedication deserves. And that will come tomorrow night.
When he told you he was going to be working with Buddy McGirt, what was your reaction?
Fantastic. I love Buddy. I mean, firstly, he's a great guy to have around. Secondly, the experience is invaluable. And Diego did a really mature thing where he evaluated his position and he said, I need to get better. I need to improve. I need to change some things. I'm a young man with 10 years potentially ahead of me in this game. And when we roll the dice, we make sure we're ready. He's gone away, he's had a reboot with Buddy McGirt, we'll see the rewards of that tomorrow night. This is the start of the takeover from Diego Pacheco, 168 pounds. So let's make a statement to the world tomorrow night and show everyone he's the man.
Well, Diego, Eddie put you back in Los Angeles in front of your Mexican fans. You've been speaking Spanish some more than I've seen you this week. What is your message to the Mexican fans out there that are coming to see you at the War Grounds tomorrow night?
Bueno, que sea toda mi gente que venimos listos, muy agradecidos por todo el apoyo y vamos con todo, siempre por la victoria y para darles un buen espectáculo. Muchas gracias por el apoyo y aquí hay Pacheco para rato. Vamos con todo. ¡Ánimo!
I have a Mexican wife and I have no idea what any of that means, but good luck to you on Saturday. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, live in the zone, headlined by this man, Diego Pacheco, making his return.
Ahora pues yo. Got a fight. Yo, you doing yourself. David. I just did on like not even like 30 minutes ago.
That's hard, huh? I've done it for a week. Yeah, you got a haircut before, so we'll break it. I got 14 views. That's a lot, bro.
Completely full up all the time. That's because it's a lot of seats. But I think that when you get the right fight, I mean Andy Ruiz, those kind of guys, I think, and as Diego comes through and starts being in those bigger fights, God willing he wins tomorrow night, I think this is a place that could work really well for him.
The fact that it's an incorporation, there's top-ranked fighters, there's Golden Boy fighters on this card, but also under the zone as well. Talk to us about actually being a little bit more
basic, you know. I mean, it's difficult for me because when all these promoters join the zone, everyone sends me like the memes of them talking about the zone a couple of years ago, basically saying what no one's watching, it's dead zone. What's an app? Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say any names. So it's kind of really bittersweet to see those guys queuing up to get on the zone. I think that's testament to the job we've all done and the job that the zone have done as well. But also at the same time, I'm not looking to goad these guys. I'm looking to work with them. You know, and I think our association with Top Rank has been brilliant. You know, we had Cruz against Murataya, we had O'Shaquie Foster against Ray Ford, we had Nunes against Navarrete. They were 3 fights that we lost. And we got a big one back with Boots against Ayers. We've got Andy Ruiz against Knyba. It's another match from Top Rank. We've got 2 top-ranked fighters on this card. You know, we had Joe Cordina fighting Abdullah Mason. So it's working really well. And we're looking forward to that same kind of alliance with Golden Boy. And also, of course, with PBC, who we've got a great relationship with Louis de Cubas. I have done for years and years. And we're going to make a lot of fights with all those promotional companies.
Eddie, just today, Virgil and Golden Boy seem to have, they put up publicly that they've made up and everything's good. Oscar said something about let's make the biggest fight in Jerron Boots Ennis. The fact that that side seems like together now, are we a little closer to Boots Ennis?
Really, I mean, look, I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to be negative about the fight. You've heard me talk about the fight for a year and how great a fight it was, and it still is. Like, nothing's changed in that respect. The only thing that's changed is Boots Ennis has become unified world champion, and there can be no doubt of the way that his star has risen in that process, right? So he was taking the smaller side of the piece last time. He was going to be the B side. He agreed to everything that they wanted to get that opportunity. So you imagine how he feels now he's king of the castle. And we're not looking to like rub anyone's nose in it or say, but this has to be reflected. So what does Boots Ennis want to do now? He wants to unify. He wants to win the other belts. He wants to fight Josh Kelly and Pandora. He has absolutely no problem fighting World. As I said in the interviews yesterday, yesterday's price is not today's price. And that's not trying to be arrogant, that's just facts. And we had a call with the Zone today. You know, the Zone are my partners, but my principal job is to represent Jerome Ennis. And I'm saying to the Zone, if you want that fight, like, that fight now is twice as big as it was before Boots beat Diaz. Right? It's now for the Unified World Championship. Boots' star's gone through the roof, the narrative, me, Oscar, what's the deal? Right? Tell us what the money is. And I'll go to Jerome and I'll say we've got Josh Kelly, we've got Pandora, or we've got Virgil Ortiz. The biggest money fight is Virgil Ortiz. Right? The legacy comes with the belts, and Boots wants legacy. He also wants money, but legacy is very important to him. So I don't rule out that fight at all. One thing's for sure, it ain't close at all at the moment. But we have no problem making the fight if the deal is right and Boots says, yeah, okay, tomorrow we'll do that fight. You know? But he wants undisputed. That's a big thing for him.
As the promoter, what's more important? Which out of the three fights is the most important if you would rank them 1, 2, 3? Kelly, Pandora, and Virgil.
Well, I mean, look, you've got Josh Kelly's with us, right? He fights next week. Right? He's got a very tough fight in Jeddah on the AJ card, so he's got to win that fight. Pandora has become a good name. I mean, he's got that freak stature which makes every fight intriguing because Boots is going to be, 8 inches smaller than him, whatever. I don't know. So what is he, 6'7"? 6'7", yeah. Exactly. So, and then you've got Virgil, which again, I can't sit here and say to you, no, that's a brilliant fight. I've been telling everybody that's one of the best fights in boxing for a long time, and it still is. So, I do want to see him achieve his goals, which is to be undisputed. So when you don't have a title fight, you're losing a chance to win a belt. So, but I also understand the demand for Virgil Ortiz fight. It's a brilliant fight.
With the Pandora fight, they said that they were going to go after the mandatory. There's a question not even from me, from Gary Russell, the fighter. He wanted to know if because they wanted to unify, would that supersede Pandora?
It depends on the situation, like how long that guy's been waiting. Did he have a fight before where he was told you can have this fight, but you've got to fight this guy next? I don't know. I mean, it's a tough one because I've never heard, with all due respect, I've never heard of a guy who's got a fight, so it's not ideal.
Too many variables.
Yeah, but mandatories are mandatories, and you've got to deal with it.
Eddie,
Oh, I see. I
you know what? I think what he did was actually really mature. I'm a little bit more reckless, but I like to be aggressive. He's building into a position to fight Andy Shiraz, and his performances just weren't quite where we expected him to be. And he actually turned around and said, I think I need a new training team. So I don't really want to go into a fight like that when I'm working with a new trainer, when my performances haven't been great. I'm 24 years of age, I'm 25 at home. I think what he actually did was the right decision. I was a bit disappointed for a few hours, and then he was like, that's smart. And now, but this is when this becomes dangerous. Because you lose to a league, or you struggle against a league, then it really sets you back. So he's got to go out there and look good tomorrow.
What would be the perfect scenario for Diego to face Munguia?
I love that fight. Listen, for a long time I've been speaking to Fernando Beltrán. For me, Munguia against Pacheco in Los Angeles is a great fight. But, what needs to happen is a good performance tomorrow night, a good victory, and then we start calling out the biggest names in the league.
No chance to see you back for a fight on the Canelo?
We do it. Like, I don't know. I mean, Munguia's won a belt, so it's a very difficult problem right now. But I think Diego Pacheco, give him 8 to 12 months, I think he's going to be right there to fight Canelo Alvarez as well. Canelo's always looking for opponents. If he comes through Billy, he we've got a young Mexican-American fighter from Los Angeles who will be 26, 27 and 0. So we've got to keep winning.
Eddie, we saw this week.
It's a good sign that you said that. First, you go down in boxing history. What made you sign Andy?
I wanted to sign him.
Confidence to invest in.
I wanted to sign him for ages because he's a really good heavyweight. Like, that's the first thing. And when he lost his way, I always like to say me bring someone back. I like to see someone's come back. I think it's a great story. And I tried to sign him about a year ago, and we've been talking non-stop. And he was like, I'm back. But he wasn't really back. And then about 3 months ago, they came on to me and they went, he's really back. He's back in the gym. Physically, he's in great shape. And I was like, oh, we've heard this before. And then I met him in Egypt. And I was like, at first I can't look at him. Wow, you look great. Like, it was the way that he was talking, the clarity that he had, just made me think. Like, and when I look at the champions, right, I know Wardley and Dubois, he beats those guys. Like, if he's on, don't get me wrong, he's got to be on. Like, if he's on, he beats those guys. Gassier, WBA champion, he beats Gassier. Moses Salma, that's a brilliant fight. Moses, a great fight. You know, that's a brilliant fight. He can, Ajit Kabir, I believe he beats Ajit Kabir. So I think I've got the future world heavyweight champion. But it's got to come through September 4th. And if we get it right, we know the size that he can be, the star that he can be, the story that he's got. And I think we've got a gem of a signing. If he takes this seriously and we get him back to where he can be, it's going to be a massive name.
Eddie, you guys have Tom Aspinall, Ian Machado Gary under the management portion of your business. Just Ian Machado's fighting Islam in a week. Did you have conversations with Dana kind of leading up to that? And just what are you finding from signing these fighters that they're missing on that side?
Well, I think what they're missing is a real lack of promotion, firstly. I mean, it's very strange. Like, we've got Dana, like, I just saw him on having a dinner with Johnny Fisher, right, the heavyweight, and pushing Johnny Fisher. Like, no disrespect to Johnny Fisher, I love the guy, but like, you've got all these massive stars in the UFC. He's not even talking about them. They don't even invite them to the events. Like, where were the UFC stars at the Conor McGregor fight? Where were the UFC stars at the White House? But you had some random boxers there. It doesn't. I don't know whether they're trying to suppress people and they don't want people to become too big a star in the UFC. But you've got guys like, particularly Ian Gary, who I think is a superstar in the making. He's got a great personality. He's an incredible fighter. He's got a great story. Tom Aspinall's star has really risen significantly in the last few months since he signed with us. He's also made over 7 figures outside the octagon in commercial deals. So they're loving life, you know. And what it allows us to do is understand the business, understand the MMA business, understand the UFC contracts, look at them, understand them, look at what they're thinking, and also the pivot for us to MMA is inevitable. But I want to do it when I understand the sport, and I've got a great relationship with the ecosystem, the fighters, the trainers, and I understand the contracts, what they're being paid, and which is frightening at times. I mean, they're splashing the cash around in boxing. They need to save some for the UFC guys, because those guys are in absolute war, putting their life on the line, and they're making peanuts. It's not good. It's not good. So, you know, our job is to fight their corner. We came on with Ian Gary a little bit after that Islam fight was made, so our job is more on the commercial side. But with Tom Aspinall, our job is to also consult with him, deal with the UFC, and get ready for a potential fight against Cyril.
Any word on that?
Not yet. We've told the UFC we're ready. We're just waiting for them to come back to us with some numbers and a potential date.
Can you talk to us about the DAZN TNT partnership?
Yeah.
How important that is, and what is the strategy when you guys are building a card for a TNT day?
Yeah.
What is the strategy on that?
So that's a good question, and I think it's a fascinating position for us and DAZN. One of the criticisms about a kind of a digital or streaming broadcast is maybe it doesn't quite get the reach for sports that you sometimes like, and that's synonymous with a lot of big sports right now as they move to streaming. What a TNT link-up does is to really allow you to add millions of viewers to a broadcast. And it's a really smart move from DAZN. And if you look at, they're going to release the Abdullah Mason numbers soon, and they're really, really impressive. I mean, you're talking about millions tuning in to watch boxing. TNT is the biggest platform in boxing, really, now that it's in boxing. So, Top Rank had one, then DAZN came to us and said, right, Matchroom, your turn. Who you got for us? And I just felt that Andy Ruiz was the perfect guy, like the story that TNT can get behind, of course, a huge Mexican-American star as well. And I think he's going to do a massive number on September 4th. on TNT. So really exciting. We had a call with the Zone today where that relationship with TNT is really going to grow and grow and grow. Amazing for the fighters and for boxing that it's back on such a huge network.
Now that Shakur has officially been announced that he signed with Zuffa, do you think that Devin fight is going to ever happen? And will you be able to make fights with the fact that, Shakur is over there?
According to Shakur, he can fight anyone he wants. That's the narrative they've given him, but I don't think so. I mean, I don't know who he's going to fight next. I actually said in the interview yesterday, I think Devin Haney's in a brilliant position now because with the money that they're paying Shakur, they can't afford to make a small commercial fight, right? And Shakur's deal is the money's the money. He'll fight anyone, but they've got to provide the fights. So Zuffa really need Devin Haney right now. And actually, he was very close to signing him. I think he probably will, but he's in a great negotiating position because if Devin Haney don't sign with Zuffa and doesn't sign to fight Shakur Stevenson, my question to you guys, who's he going to fight? Rayo Valenzuela? Don't get me wrong, it's not a terrible fight, but it ain't worth the money they're paying, and they'll know that. So Devin right now probably has, Dana White's balls in his hands, where it's like, pay me to fight Shakur because it's like the cart before the horse. You signed him to fight me, you ain't got me. But listen, maybe it's already done, but if it's not, I'd like to manage Devin in this situation. We can't do that because there's a very special thing called the Muhammad Ali Act, where promoters can't manage fighters. But I'll tell you what, if I was Devin Haney right now, I'd be raiding the Zuffa bank, saying, pay me the money, baby.
If Zuffa doesn't get the Ali Act changed, how do you think that affects their business? If they can't get that over the line, how does that affect their business?
I don't think it really affects their business at all. I mean, all they're worried about is there's a few things. But the main thing is, and it's such a unique thing actually, that when you do shows in America under the Muhammad Ali Act, you have to submit to the fighter the revenue in the show. So all these guys on the card have seen the TV rights fee and the gate. They know how much money's in the pot. It's actually, it's quite bizarre, but it's not bizarre to us because it's always been that way. But you imagine the UFC guys going up there and you've got a guy making like, 100 grand, and he goes up to sign a bit of paper to tell you there's $60 million in the show in revenue. Or a main event guy who's getting 600 grand going, what the fuck? Like our guys are signing it because we pay 80% of the revenue to the fighters. So we've got nothing to hide. They have. And that's why they don't want that kind of governance over boxing. You see, they think they can come in and do whatever they want. The Ryan Garcia-Conor Benn situation is a great example of that. They approached Ryan Garcia, who's under contract with Golden Boy and DAZN, right? And they just thought, yeah, we'll make that, we'll do that. It'll be a Zuffa on Paramount. And then they got themselves in such a mess that it ends up being a Ring magazine card promoted by Oscar De La Hoya and Zuffa on DAZN and Paramount. Do you know what I mean? And that's why Oscar did such a great job, DAZN did such a great job, because they fought their contract and their corner and said, this ain't UFC, this ain't MMA. You can't just go in and bully people and manipulate people and get whatever you want. We're all going to fight back. So, it's going to be really interesting. And I don't know, one week they're doing a league, then they're not working with governing bodies. Next thing, Conor Benn's fighting Ryan Garcia, and Maurizio Suleiman will be in there like a Cheshire cat with the beautiful green and gold belt, where all these other people that have stood on the stand and testified against him and incriminated him and basically really abused his reputation, his character, disgustingly. And he'll get his moment in the sun when he stands in that ring and says, you see, you fucking needed me, didn't you? You needed me. Good on him as well.
Last question, please.
Your prediction for Leo and Frank Espinosa?
Yeah, look, two of our really big prospects. Leo Atang, he's a great fighter, really good-looking guy, physically he's great coach. Only 19, but 7-0. A fantastic heavyweight. Looks to have a tough fight against a big, strong heavyweight himself, 270 odd pounds. Frank Espinosa, very, very exciting. Like he's all action, great fighter, and it's going to be a great card tomorrow night. See you there.
Yes.
Who wins the World Cup? Who wins the World Cup?
Not us. I know. You'd say Spain, wouldn't you? But Argentina, what they did against Egypt and what they did against us, unbelievable. Like, when you have that kind of ability to turn it on like that.
Is Messi the GOAT?
I think he is. I do. I love Ronaldo, but I don't know. Can Ronaldo don't change games like that, yes, but in those moments at that level, he hasn't really done it for Portugal. Not with Portugal aren't as good as Argentina, so.
Thanks, Eddie.
All right, thank you, Eddie. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Anthony.
Looking forward to seeing you work with.
I gotta go.
Out of here? I think I gotta go home. Yeah.
Sure. Hey guys, forgot I was live, but thank you guys for watching. Everyone's gone now, so I guess that's it. I will be going live tomorrow for post-fight press conference, so yeah, keep me there. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.